I'm going back to play games from my childhood to see how they hold up today and if they feel any different. This next game in the series absolutely blew me away. So, here we go. Released in 2007, published by Naughty Dog, Uncharted Drake's Fortune was right at the beginning of the PS3 era. It was a time when developers were obsessed with pushing boundaries, when games weren't just games. There were experiences you could feel. Honestly, maybe that's why game movies don't work, because games like Uncharted were already cinema.
Well now, you told me not to move. Looks like you're gonna have to come get it.
Revisiting it now feels different. It's bigger, but smaller and deeper, all at the same time. It makes me wonder, was it all just rose-tinted glasses? Or did we genuinely grow up in the perfect era for gaming? Uncharted has this strange ability to make you feel like time hasn't moved at all, even though it's moved faster than we can keep up with. Looking at it from an adult perspective, I want to explore why this game still hits so hard.
Well, hang in there, old timer.
For a game made in 2007, the visuals are shockingly good. The way the environments shift, from bright jungles to ancient stone ruins to cold, dark internals of an abandoned military base, it just pulls you in. It's crafted to make you feel like you're on this journey with Nate.
Oh, crap!
One thing I noticed replaying it now is how the lighting gradually gets darker the further you progress. It's like the world itself is hinting that you're chasing something you shouldn't be. Every step deeper is a step into something more unsettling. And then, when the treasure is lost forever, and Nate finally lets go, the world brightens again. It's visual storytelling that I definitely didn't appreciate as a kid. And then the music, that iconic theme. Those blaring trumpets light the fire of excitement at the start. It feels heroic, adventurous, almost larger than life. But as the game progresses, the music shifts. It grows darker. More rhythmic, more tense. By the end, the score loops back to something brighter. Almost reflective of the beginning, like the emotional journey comes full circle. It's subtle, but it shapes the entire vibe of the game.
Yeah, well, I always told you to stay away from the bad guys. And the bad girls.
Yeah? Look who's talking.
What's that supposed to mean?
Something I never saw when I was younger was what these characters represent. Every character in Uncharted represents a different stage of life. And now, as an adult, it honestly is scary how much clearer that becomes. First, you have Nate. He feels lost. Treasure hunting isn't his passion, it's a distraction. A mission without a purpose. When he learns that Sir Francis Drake never found the treasure, it hurts. The identity he's been chasing this whole time isn't real. Then he gives up his ring, the last piece of who he thought he was.
So much for greatness. Wasted his life. For nothing.
And that's relatable now. As adults, we chase goals because we think they'll make us whole. Sometimes we chase them because we don't know what else to do. It's that uncomfortable middle stage of life where you're not starting fresh, but you're not there yet either. You're just moving forwards, hoping it's the right direction.
My show, episode.
Then you have Elena. She represents beginnings. Curious, hopeful, stepping into something totally new. Every discovery pushes her further. She has the optimism that we had as a kid.
Don't worry about it. We can argue about it later. It'll be great.
When when everything felt fresh and exciting. She's the symbol of the version of ourselves that hasn't been shaped or broken by experience yet.
Sully! Wow, you look like hell.
Sully is the guy trying to relive his past through someone else. He wants Drake to succeed where he failed, even if it means putting him through the same mistakes. He's that older version of ourselves that looks back, thinking, maybe if I'd done that differently, maybe if I'd taken that chance. He's charming, but he's tragic. And finally, Navarro. Navarro is what happens when ambition rots, when chasing something becomes the only thing you are. He's a warning sign, the final stage if you go too far.
These aren't Spanish. They're English.
Uncharted's story isn't complicated, but its themes hit way harder now. How far are you willing to go to get what you want? What will you sacrifice? At what point do you realize the treasure isn't worth it anymore? And when do you understand that there's more important things in life? The game literally takes you deeper and deeper into darker tombs, darker caves, darker history, until you finally hit the truth. Some things aren't meant to be found. Some things aren't meant to be pursued. Some things destroy the people who chase them. But how do you know when to quit? It's an amazing reflection on life, the things you put your energy into, whether they're good or bad. Replaying Uncharted now almost feels like going back to a simpler time. Not because life was simple, but because we were. As kids, these games felt massive. Like they felt they took months to finish. But now you realise it was only a handful of hours. Hours that shaped us far more than we realise. Back then, I was Elena, chasing new experiences. Now as an adult, I feel more like Drake, chasing goals, hoping I'm moving in the right direction. Uncharted Drake's fortune hasn't just aged well, it's aged with us. It's ahead of its time in storytelling, presentation, symbolism, and emotional weight. And maybe the biggest lesson is in its motto.
Sic parvis magna?
Greatness from small beginnings.
Maybe that's why it still feels so good today. Maybe that's why it isn't nostalgia. Maybe it was greatness all along.